Hey guys, listen. This is our chat room. Can you hear this? These are some people in the chat. And let me turn the volume down. I wanted to read you something. This is another edition of Shockbox. Now let's go through a couple of things. Number one, if you go to the channel, you watch this video, your live calls to Shock Radio. You can hear the radio show that we did on the topic of homosexuality. It was awesome. We had Christians talking to people in the homosexual lifestyle in a very civil, loving, and kind manner. No arguments or bar fights broke out. So it was really good. And what you do, if you want to listen to the radio show, go over here where it says shotgunow.net and click it. Let me open it up. And then you'll be here at the show. And here's the show right here. It'll start playing. Just have your speakers on if you want to come into chat. I got to tell you something about Santa syndrome real quick. There's the chat room. If you want to follow me on Twitter, if you want to see different prophecies that have come true in the Bible already, Bible is true, Jesus Christ is the Son of God, He is risen. So let's go back and let me go ahead and read something to you here. This is great. Okay, I'm going to go to my email and let's go to this one here. Okay, this is from Acura Integraman 1, good friend of mine. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put a pop-up here. Would you guys subscribe to his channel? He is very supportive of folks, and you subscribe to his channel, I bet he'll subscribe to yours. And he's a really nice guy. He's always been very supportive of my channel. And Acura Integraman 1, you'll see a pop-up. Now, he has witnessed the Santa syndrome. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I got to tell you something. Let's go back here. I'm going to talk to you about Santa syndrome. And the way you do it, if you want to find out what Santa syndrome is, click uploads. And then in here, you click uploads. And then in my little box here, this type Santa. Let me do it. And you're going to read about this scientific phenomenon. Here it is, Santa syndrome. Proven true again. And what Santa syndrome is, and let's go back to my email, is, let me get comfortable here, it is what causes atheism. I have tracked it. Now, what happens is when someone's a child and they find out there is no Santa, I know that we shouldn't be talking around this about Christmas time, so keep the children out of the room, but when someone finds out that there's no Santa, what happens, this sometimes triggers atheism. It is a scientific fact, ladies and gentlemen. I have documented it. I have evidence and proof that Santa Claus, yes, jolly old Saint Nick, leads to atheism. What happens is, as a child, the child finds out there is no Santa, and then all of a sudden it triggers something in their mind, and then they don't believe in God even. You know, they don't. It's like that old saying that George Bush said, you know, you can fool me once, but you can't fool me again. So they don't want to be fooled. Well, maybe Santa's, maybe God's like Santa, you know, and so they even throw the baby out with the bathwater. They now God exists. They don't believe. They choose not to believe in Him. Santa they believed in, right? So they got it all backwards. So check this out. Acura Integraman sent me this email. I hope I could do this without laughing. And he says, "Hey, someone's suffering Santa syndrome." He says, I got a laugh out of it, so I figured I'd show you, because other people that get emails from people that have Santa syndrome, they email me the proof and evidence, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have been keeping track of it. So check this out. This is the actual email that this guy got, and the guy does have Santa syndrome. He says, I was speaking to him about a creationist debate. Lo and behold, out of nowhere, Santa becomes his subject. So this is what the guy says, this atheist guy. He says, I have seen these debates. Hovind is a master of spin, and I must credit him for being very good at spinning a crock of crap. The biologists generally sit there dumbfounded at the questions they're being asked. They don't specialize in refuting nonsense. I mean, who could? Now, here we go. He says, if someone took you to the side and forced you to prove Santa Claus, yes, ladies and gentlemen, he has Santa syndrome. Now, he's got it bad because he mentions good old St. Nick several times. He says, if someone took you to the side and forced you to prove Santa Claus didn't exist, and you can tell he's sad as he's writing it, what? Could you do it? what if they put up slide after slide of drawings of him saying that was proof he existed? This guy is obsessed with Santa. Check this out. Hundreds of children had all drawn him in the same, and that was presented as proof and photographic evidence from Santa's grotto. This is nuts. Anytime you proclaim them to be only people dressed up in costumes, now you can tell why he's writing this, tears are streaming down his face as the Santa syndrome, he realizes there's no Santa, his heart's breaking. Anytime you proclaim them to be only people dressed up in costumes, they proclaim some fallacious reason why you were biased to hold that position by your hatred of Santa Claus. You guys, you can't write comedy like this. You would sit there squirming too, I'd wager. And then actor Integerman was cracking up. He's all, I hope you enjoyed it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the madness, yes, the madness of Santa syndrome and atheism. Look, here's what you do. You've got to hear the radio show we did where atheists called in and they were talking about Santa. It was nuts. Go here to shockandnow.net. It's right here on my channel. And when you click it, you're going to see this show, The Madness of Atheism. Click that show, ladies and gentlemen. You will have a Santa Claus, unicorn-loving, leprechaun good time. Make sure you have your speakers on and you will hear it. Now, it takes about 15 minutes for the atheist to get up enough gumption to call in, but then the madness starts. These are live callers that do have Santa syndrome calling in to the radio station. God bless you guys. Christmas is coming, and let's not say anything about Santa. Let's say Merry Christmas, Jesus. What I'm going to do from now on, every time I meet someone, I'm not going to say Happy Holidays. I'm going to say Happy Jesus Day, Jesus Christ, Alpha and Omega, the Lord of Lords. Everything's about Jesus. I can go into any store and say Happy Jesus Day. That's what I'm going to do. God bless you guys. Check out the show. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, another person has been infected with the dreaded Santa syndrome.